So you started your voiceover career, took workshops and classes, and you're up and running.
But then, nothing. All that new excitement has died down, and now you're just waiting to hear back from agents or audition for something on a pay-to-play and even book.
In this video, we're talking to VO talent of all ages about the stages of a voiceover career and how to get through each. Hey, I'm Mike.
And I'm Heidi. We own the Atlanta Voiceover Studio and ProVoiceoverTraining.com. And our mission is to equip, elevate, and inspire you in your VO career.
All the videos we have on this channel are geared to give you advice and resources.
We create these videos because 1, we love voiceover.
And 2, we love that you might love voiceover and want to do it.
And 3rd, we want to help you have realistic expectations as you build your VO career. Successful VO careers are about more than your voiceover talent.
You're building a small business. It's a big responsibility and it can be very daunting, especially when some initial excitement wears off. So let's talk about that and the other stages.
I had coffee recently with Farah. She's an Atlanta VO studio alum and she's a working voiceover talent. And she's already passed the career milestones of beginning her career, setting up her studio, and booking her first job.
All of those things can feel so good. They make you feel like your career is moving forward. It's exciting. The elation of booking your first job. I mean, that's an amazing feeling, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what happens after that? For Farah, she said she's trying to stay resilient through this next period of her career, which can often feel very mundane.
Yeah, so how do you stay motivated when you get to that stage?
While every VO career journey is different, we found ourselves in several different stages that have all brought their own unique challenges.
What better way to help you than to lay out what we've encountered, plus share some ways to help you navigate your way through each.
Stage 1, discovery and delight. When you first encounter voiceover, there's so much to learn. You're discovering things about your voice that you never even thought about.
Yeah, and it's so much fun to imagine what it'd be like to turn on the TV and hear your voice on something.
Oh my gosh, so exciting. You're achieving milestones, learning new things, and really making progress. While some of the learning may be challenging, you're getting feedback and guidance from coaches or classmates.
And then some challenges may arise.
Dun, 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 dun.
The first one you may encounter is jumping ahead too quickly.
So many people that we've talked to do an intro to voiceover workshop and then want to jump into the career immediately after. And look, we get it. But check out this quote that I saw from Tracy Hoying. She has a podcast called This Quote Changed Me. The day you plant the seed is not the day you eat the fruit.
The second challenge you possibly will face is to become overwhelmed. You may get into voiceover thinking, once I get on with an agent, well, that's it, right? My voiceover career will be off to the races.
But there's so much more to creating a successful and sustainable VO career. All the hats you need to wear, things you need to learn, like the tech, the marketing, engineering, accounting, and so much more. It can feel really overwhelming.
So, how do you navigate the challenges you face in this first stage?
Get into the habit of creating realistic goals.
Creating this habit will empower you throughout your voiceover career. But for this stage, it will not only help you get a sense of your career roadmap so you don't jump ahead, but it will also help keep the overwhelm down.
Journal about your first booking, or just write it down somewhere. Write out how you felt, what it was for, what you learned, and any other significant thing about the experience.
Once you get further in your career, you're gonna forget. It happens. You need a recording to reflect on your wins and remind you of the passion that helped you start your career.
Stage 2 is digging.
We got a plant theme going on here, don't we?
Well, I tried. Yeah. Anyway, stick with us. When we first moved into our house, we had these bushes out in the front that looked so horrible, and they had been there a really long time. Our house was built in like the early 60s. And after a full day of back-breaking digging and pickaxing, I promised myself that no matter how little money we had, I'd pay a professional to do it next time.
Yeah. She told me what she was gonna do, and I was like, I'm gonna mow the lawn.
Yeah.
Smart move.
Well, we were both out there all day doing stuff. But these bushes, I had to dig a much larger space to even get to all the roots. I have never been more exhausted or sore in my life, and I do boot camp 3 times a week, so yeah.
And how did you feel when you were done?
Yeah, well, I didn't feel accomplished, and the yard looked worse. Even after I filled the holes with other plants, they looked really pitiful and actually ended up dying before they eventually grew beautiful and full. So yeah.
Okay, what we're trying to get to as a takeaway here is that no matter how long your discovery and delight stage lasts, you'll get to a point where you feel like you're working hard but not seeing much fruit.
You may feel like you're digging every day and you're not sure exactly how much longer until you reap the rewards. Look, we get it. This, believe it or not, is normal.
The challenges in this digging stage affect your mind more than anything.
1, you feel unmotivated. When you don't see results from your hard work, your motivation can wane. I mean, why put in the effort, right?
Yeah. Second thing is, and it's the perfect word for this, languishing. The definition of languish is failing to make progress.
You may find yourself feeling like you're stagnating. When you're in this state, it's almost like looking through a foggy windshield. It's really hard to see past where you are. And what if you end up staying in this state forever?
Spoiler alert, spoiler alert, spoiler alert.
We can assure you that you won't. Adam Grant is the person that I first heard clarify this feeling, and he did a great TED Talk on it, and you can find it here.
Where would we be without good old TED Talks?
How to navigate these stage 2 challenges? Remember when we said to write down that first booking? Yep. Revisit that.
Motivation requires motion. When there's no outside or external motion, like bookings, positive feedback, that type of stuff, you have to create your own. Now, in another video, I talked about motivation being fickle. It's discipline that will help you win. But for now, as a quick start,
begin embracing every little win, no matter how insignificant you think it may be. That producer that accepted your LinkedIn connection?
win,
Yeah, you did 2 VO auditions after your day job.
win.
Create your own motion to fuel the motivation. In addition to creating your own motion, create a mindset.
And this is where discipline can come in. Think of your career as a garden. Remember when your elementary class planted seeds in those Dixie cups?
It was so exciting to see that first little green sprout, but there's a lot of growth and work between the first sprout and a full-grown tree. Even if you don't see immediate results from email to agents or doing an Atlanta Voiceover Studio Industry Pro workout with someone you want to work with, you're tending to the garden that will eventually bloom.
Stage 3 is the harvest. You're on a booking streak or getting random emails from people asking you to voice their project. When you have periods where you feel on fire and fuego like that, it's the best feeling in the world.
Oh man, you feel so encouraged that all your hard work and patience is paying off. You feel like from here on out, you are good to go, and it is a booking frenzy. Soon you'll be invited on podcasts and shows talking about your success.
Enjoy every single second of that, because if you have a long voiceover career, this period ebbs and flows. There are yet challenges you'll face.
Challenges. This is kind of a funny one. Ego.
That's number 1.
I laugh at myself because throughout my career, I kind of feel like a pinball that gets flung between feeling like I really suck to thinking I'm freaking amazing. I pray to stay humble, and let me tell you, my prayers are answered. The minute I start to feel a little puffy, something happens to humble me and remind me I'm always a work in progress. Ego has led to many a VO talent to burn bridges. Saw this happen recently with agents and clients.
It's so easy to fall into this trap, so be wary. And challenge number 2 is apathy. We know this one may seem strange. If motion leads to motivation, wouldn't it be the opposite? Well, in some ways, yes, but reaping the fruits of your harvest can also lead to thinking the harvest will just reap on its own from here on out.
This is where we find there's an art to motion, discipline, and harvesting. So how do you navigate these stage 3 challenges?
Try something you know you'll fail at. What?
Yep, none of us have all the answers or are God's gift to voiceover.
Well, outside of Morgan Freeman or James Earl Jones.
Yeah, that's true. But even if you are great at what you do, reminding yourself that you're capable of failing is one of the best calibrations for ego. In addition to this, volunteering your time,
mentoring, picking up trash in your community,
helping out at a homeless shelter, building a house for Habitat for Humanity, volunteering is another great calibration. It takes the focus off of ourselves and puts it onto someone or something else. It's bigger than ourselves.
After a harvest, farmers have to add nutrients back into the soil. If they don't, next year's harvest won't be as plentiful. Even in times of plenty in your career, stay in touch with past clients. Find ways to support your agent and set aside time to tweak areas of your business that haven't been tended to.
Even if you don't have the time to do all you did before, adding those nutrients back into your soil will ensure bountiful future harvests. Stage 4. That's what we call the CEO. Again, maybe not the best description of this stage, but look, stick with us, and it's not a plant description. So at this stage, you've created a sustainable, thriving career.
You've mastered your craft and have a good handle on all aspects of your business. People around you, your agents, clients, others in the industry, look to you as a true professional.
I mean, what challenges could you possibly face in this stage?
Stage 4.
Well, for one, time. When you first began your VO career, you had plenty of dispensable time. If you didn't have to work another job, you could choose how to use all that free time that you had between your auditions and bookings.
Now, it feels like you're doing so much of the actual voiceover work that it's hard to find time for other aspects of your business like marketing or network or training.
Another challenge you may face is giving to others in the VO community. If you're like us, you may have people messaging you all the time asking to pick your brain over coffee.
Yeah, you really want to take the time and help, but how do you balance it so you're not neglecting the work that put you in the position where people even ask?
Hustle fatigue is number 3, and it's real. Getting to where you are is no walk in the park. You may be looking ahead and thinking, can I continue this type of hustle for another 10 plus years?
We know what you're thinking. Well, that seems like a great challenge I'd love to be having right now. We get it. But now that you know, plan for it.
What you'll want to do is delegate. Does the CEO handle the day-to-day accounting?
Nope.
If you haven't already, look for parts of your business that you can delegate to others.
Prune. Wow, we are really taking the planning theme all the way here.
I came back around, didn't I? Yeah. Yep. Pruning. You're at the stage where you can be more choosy about projects. Have your financial goals, but focus on jobs that are the most beneficial, both financially and fulfilling.
Yeah, a practical example of that was when we reached that point, we made the decision not to audition or take clients who would only pay a certain amount for projects, the lower tier, and we'd focus on higher paying gigs.
The cool thing about that is that the majority of those clients understood. Most didn't have a budget to pay more, but that allowed us to forward other VO talent within our sphere who we trusted to those clients, and they were able to make money.
I feel like we need to talk templates.
I love when you talk like that. Yeah, we love helping people. That's the whole reason that we started Atlanta Voiceover Studio, but you can quickly find yourself spending hours of your day helping others.
Again, wonderful, but you can find yourself burned out, resentful, and real talk here.
That happens when either of us spend 30 minutes crafting a long email about how to get started in VO, and then we never even receive a thank you for all this response.
We've experienced more of these than we could count.
But the other thing is you can also find yourself neglecting your own career to help others. So how can you be balanced or prevent stuff like this from happening?
Start a studio, get a phone number and a great administrative assistant who will answer the phones and answer those questions for you.
I wouldn't really recommend that, no. But to prevent this, create an email or direct message template giving advice on how to get started if this is the main question that you get. This saves you so much time, but also helps someone.
Yeah, regarding the picking your brain over coffee thought too, first of all, never feel bad for saying no to this. There are so many resources out there, and free ones, that someone can easily find great information with a click of a key.
Like this YouTube channel, actually. Yeah. You're not a bad person for pointing them towards these resources. We even have a video on this page about how to get into voiceover. Look, personally, I really enjoy meeting people for coffee.
She's addicted to caffeine.
And the people.
And I love getting to know others as well, but it's great to set some boundaries for coffee dates. In fact, it's necessary for you and for them.
Tell the person you'd love to meet them, but only have an hour or half hour. This helps set the expectation of how much time you're able to give them and allows you to plan for how it fits into your schedule.
Or if you're at the stage where you're a private coach, it's okay to say, I'm available between these hours and my hourly rate is XYZ. By this time, you'll have spent countless hours training and investing in your craft and career. Your time is valuable. You don't have to do that every time, but know that it's okay if you need to.
Hustle fatigue? Yep, that's real. And our world teeters between extremes.
Teeters.
I want to live in the area of loving my work, feeling accomplished, productive, and financially stable, while also having a healthy relationship with myself, my family, and others.
There's a constant give and take to create the balance, but if you start to feel hustle fatigue, you can counteract it
by 1, evaluating. Evaluate financial goals. Can you sacrifice a want to create financial freedom so you'd be able to take more time off or have less financial burden?
And 2, kill the hustle fatigue by diversifying. Diversify your income. This could mean teaching voiceover, creating a course on something you specialize in, or trying to solve another problem within the voiceover industry.
That's still a whole other world, and the honest truth of Atlanta Voiceover Studio is it brings in no additional income for Mike and myself. We live on our VO and on-camera gigs alone, and we've been at this for almost 6 years.
Now, the reason is that there are large costs we've had at this point that were unavoidable just to keep the studio going. So that hopefully wouldn't happen to be your case down the road.
Exactly, but after our home renovation, our goal is to invest in income income revenues outside of VO. All of this helps to take any pressure off of consistently booking. The less pressure, the less you'll feel the need to hustle.
So that's it. These are the things we've seen in the stages of our voiceover career that you may face, and hopefully this will help you as you steer your way through.
Thanks so much for sticking with us through all of these. Our hope is that it helped you feel less alone.
The voiceover journey can be rough, but that's why we want to be real about all this stuff. We want to be a resource for you that you can gather around where you know you'll be supported and know who wants the best for you.
And that's what we hope we can do for you, either in these videos on this channel or when you come and study with us at the studio or at provoiceovertraining.com. Like I said, our goal is to equip, elevate, and inspire you in your VO career.
Please like and subscribe if you got something out of this, and check out our other videos. Cheers to you and your successful voiceover career.
Not sure if you know this, but if you ever want to train with a professional, you can always go to atlantavoiceoverstudio.com and click on Private Coaches in the menu.
Yeah, we have a full list of coaches who will meet up with you live on Zoom and help you work on whatever you need. Whether you're trying to master the conversational natural read, you want to practice bringing a script to life as opposed to just reading it,
or if you'd like to make sure that your home studio is set up properly, we have a private coach for that. We're here to help you on your VO journey.